Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Down to Earth Podcast. Yes, I said it, Down to Earth
42.
Podcast. I'm your first co-host, Demario. This is your second co-host,
Jeremy.
We are back in the building. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend as well. Guess we'll start the week off with you, man. How was your week? How was your time? We know it was busy, but what'd you do, man? What'd you get into? Come on, man.
Work week was busy. It was some crappy closing, bro. Everything was like 2 or 3 hours. There was no easy in and out. So that was a little mental test. I was definitely went to sleep a little bit earlier during the days. My body needed it. No heat in the building either. So we just sitting here freezing, and it's been like this for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. But Friday, that was like it. Had shitty closings on Friday, but then the day ended, and then had a poker game with the boys, and that was a perfect way to kind of start the good part of a shitty week. So I'm glad we all got together to do that. Didn't win nothing crazy, but I mean, where can you go and spend $40 and have 6 hours of fun and laughing and drinking? And then
I didn't drink
yesterday. Yes, you did. So, yesterday, family got together for a little St. Patrick's party. That was fun. That came out of nowhere. I didn't even realize this week is what is the day called again? St. Patrick's Day. That's how much I've been out of it, bro. I'm telling you.
What's going on?
Just busy. Yeah, well, if you really want to know. And then here we are today. Probably just gonna go hang out at the fam and eat some good food. And I got busy week coming up tomorrow. First closing for James and Claudia. Shout out on the new house. So we're closing that tomorrow, and then open up a little bit of free time to hopefully get some more clients and just keep the grind going. How about you?
Okay. And the week has been pretty decent. I'm getting a lot more familiar with my product, the new place, getting an understanding of everything, getting used to dialing. That's the. I mean, it's fun now at this point, but at first I'm like, damn, all day. So it's more of a because one of my homies got hired, so me and him was talking, and we just like, yeah, it's more of a real entrepreneur like sales position where they want you to fill up your own calendar and stuff like that. So getting used to that. This week has been just the last 2 weeks has just been focused on the sales gig. So like I haven't been doing anything else. Like even my eBay shit kind of just been off a little bit since I've been just focused on doing that. And I mean, I'm going off PST time, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Used to.
And it's definitely super. It's super weird, bro, because I'm working and like my girl get off, and I still got like 3 more hours.
Right.
I gotta do. I'm like, damn.
Like you're working in a different time zone, and then when you come back to reality, you're like, damn, everybody else has already been doing what should have they been doing for 2 or 3 hours.
It's already 8 o'clock. I'm like, damn.
8 o'clock on the dot.
That's something. See, that's something definitely get used to. Other than that,
do you have a clock that shows you so you can constantly?
I have
because I know your PC is going to show your current time.
So I changed that to PST time
Gotcha.
since I'm
That's
working.
good.
But I also have just like this app where it has Eastern, Mountain Time, Central, everything.
Like a trading floor kind of thing. Yeah. Nice.
So when I because it's also weird because like I'll call somebody and see if they're interested in actually building this thing out, and they're like, yeah, and I book an actual meeting. I'm like, damn, PST. Like, I'll book it for Central. I'm like, what? I just got to call them back and, confirm that, that time works or whatever.
But not everybody you talk to is PST, right?
No,
you could
they're all
yeah, see, that's what was confusing me. If I'm in Central, but we're making calls in, which time zone?
So, I'm in PST.
We're in Central, but you're working on a Pacific time, but then you're talking to Eastern, right?
Different, so it's just like...
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's definitely been a big thing to come over. Closed a couple of deals, which has been decent. I felt good, But it's always just the first few that you like, because I don't know how to do the contract right. I don't know how to do, what I'm saying, the things right. So I'm fumbling and sitting around like, damn, hold on, wait, let's stay right here for a second. But it's been decent. The week has been decent. Played poker with the guys. That was fun. Definitely hooked up my Xbox 360 so I can start back playing.
He need practice because he got his ass beat. Wow.
I didn't, but I lost $1 maybe. I think.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, so it was all good. But yeah, pretty good. But to really go into this topic, we had one of our viewers, Iduni. Shout out to Iduni.
Iduni.
He really just wanted to know in depth of what we do on a day-to-day basis at our jobs. So I'm gonna let Germ kind of sum up what he does as far as on his closing, kind of like step by step, so Dylan can get an idea and everybody else can get an idea. Then I'll go into mine, and we just have a couple questions for each other, and we're gonna make this quick today, y'all. So,
Just the work day, or like a full day from wake up to go to sleep?
I would say just the work day. So like you getting to work, like what you doing.
All right, cool. Yeah. So morning always starts off. I got to check my calendar before I even go into work.
You come in the office, right?
I check it on my phone.
Okay.
Because if I got to be, if I got to be at different town at 9 a.m., I got to be like, okay, we're leaving at 7:30. Even though I'm usually in the office at 8:30. So I'm just making sure that nothing changes on my calendar.
So is it because I mean I really don't know, so I guess
Outlook calendar.
Questions.
Yeah.
Does it just say like closing or like just like the location?
Closing, who's assigned to it, which would be me. I have my own like color on the calendar,
Yeah.
and then it'll say closing location. So it's like, okay, closing location's Orland Park, then I know I'm right down the street, so I don't really have to. There's no travel involved with that.
Mm-hmm.
But like tomorrow, I have an 11 a.m. in Joliet, but I'm not getting to work until 10:30. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna have to either wake up a little early, prep for it, and then go to Joliet.
Do you have to come to the office first, or do you just do everything at like your crib and then just go straight there?
I usually start somewhere in one of our offices, just so I could print the docs, because I don't want to print all that at the house and then carry it around. Yeah. And so many things change. Yeah. Right before the closing, numbers change, documents change. Mm-hmm. So pretty much, let's see, I get to the closing. I have docs printed out. There's a lender's package. There's our documents for the title company, anywhere from total. Anywhere from 70 to about 225 pages to get signed. So, all that's got to be in order. I clean off the table, make sure everything looks good, look around the floor, make sure that like wherever I'm closing is good. You walk in and you feel a professional, welcomed environment. I'll organize the docs correctly. I'll have a title pile, lender pile, a specific place I want the attorney to sit. And then I want the buyers to sit in a certain way, because then I turn them kind of into just like a conveyor belt. Mm-hmm. He talks about a doc. This buyer signs it. This buyer signs it. They put it upside down. I'll come out. I'll grab some. Start going through it. Because what makes a good closer is being able to get in and out without rushing anybody. Mm-hmm. So it's a full following directions, instructions, and being as fast as you can, mm-hmm. without feeling like you're just trying to get somebody in and kick them out without them really fully understanding the process that they're doing.
Right.
So the most time-consuming part is we'll get all the docs. I'll scan them all in. I'll check for errors. Mm-hmm. You have to send it to the lender that's giving all of that $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 to buy the house. They'll approve of it. And then I come out, congratulate everybody, put the smile on the face, ask if they want me to take pictures. I'll give them copies of the documents, give them some, like new homeowner stuff that, hey, you might want to, change the locks is the first thing you want to do, and kind of talk with them a little bit. Right. We'll get them out. And then that usually gives me like a 5 or 10 minute period of the buyer's attorney getting ready to leave. And I'll kind of chat with them about business to try and see if I can get them signed up with our company. Mm-hmm. So I have a little bit of sales that I can do too there. But, and then that's pretty much the quickest process. But then when everybody leaves, I have wires I got to send out, and you got to print checks, mail a bunch of documents. The hardest for me is definitely sending the wires, because there's so much wire fraud that you'll get a payoff letter that states, hey, this is where you're sending the money. Then you have to find your own phone number online that matches that company. Then you have to call them and verify wire instructions, and then look in past files to verify wire instructions. Because right when you send a wire out, there's no way you're getting it back.
It's over with.
It's over with.
It's over with.
One little misclick on a number, one little something.
25,000 in my account.
And I say each of our closers a week are probably in charge of $5 million each from payoffs.
$5 million.
$2 to $5 million on a regular closing week, if not a little bit more.
Is there a lot of mistakes that happen? Or?
No, and the company company's been around for maybe 6 years, and I think there's been 2 or 3.
That's not bad.
But you have insurance, so like you'll get some of the money back. But then just like in a car, if you get in a car accident, now your insurance is gonna skyrocket. So it's the same with everything.
That premium
and them people, when they get that wire that they scammed for, they happy as hell. $230K after doing nothing.
So when you drive to somewhere, you're just doing like what you just said, that whole process.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's just
Okay.
sometimes harder if it's if it's our office, we
Mhm.
have our own desks with our own computers with our own printer
So
set up.
you good.
But if I'm at the Joliet location isn't one of our offices,
You ain't got
so I
all
don't know
that.
if they have a good scanner. I don't know if they have a good printer. So I have a portable scanner, portable printer.
That you
I
gotta
have a whole
bring.
office that I bring, and
Yeah.
then I work off my laptop.
Mhm.
And then it's just a little harder because it's one laptop screen versus two or three big monitors. So
Mhm.
it's kind of like you're always kind of adjusting and still trying to keep that level head, even when stuff's kind of going not how you planned it to go, because that's always going to happen, right?
Right. Fast paced
Like
environment.
sometimes people refuse to sign with the pen that I bring, like the stupidest stuff. So check this, right? People will refuse to sign with pens that I bring because they want to sign with their own
Their
pen,
lucky pen.
but you can't sign with black ink. You have to sign
Blue.
Blender documents with blue ink.
So then what happens? Y'all have to get into an
I
objection
know
battle
it's
with
kind of
them?
just like call your loan officer and have him explain why you can't sign in black.
And they actually do that?
No, and then they'll call and then they'll be like, okay, fine, and then they'll sign with the blue ink. But we just wasted a half hour. And
Right.
sometimes on days when I got to be
Go
to the
on.
next one, to the next one, to the next one, I don't want to deal with petty shit like that. But then at the same time,
You
can't be disrespectful and be
Right.
like, "What? You're stupid, bro! Like
Yeah,
we got to
you
get
can't
this
say
done."
that because that's.
But I've had a few times where you'll walk in, I'll have pens set for you. I'm busy working on another closing because sometimes I'll be doing two at once,
Right.
an email closing and a person one.
Mm-hmm.
And the attorneys are supposed to know all this too. But I'll come back, they're 80 pages deep, but they put my pens away and they're signing in black ink.
And then you'll have to redo all
And
that.
I got to
over.
reprint all the documents, put them all in order, put them back on the table, and then they got to re-sign all of them.
Yeah, all right, so next time read what I put
But
on
attorneys
this.
know that too, so it's almost like, what do we like now? You're dropping the ball, like come on.
What they say?
Oh, I didn't even notice. Something like that, of course.
That's I'll say that too.
But well, yeah. Okay. And then usually at the end of the day, I got a fat ass stack of FedEx that I got to get out because lenders' packages have to be there the next day. Original documents got to be there the next day, or you'll get emails and calls and tracking and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, I'll be there in a second. You don't.
And everybody wants their money too. Commission checks get overnighted, so if it's not there 10 a.m. the next morning, hey, where's my money? If you came to the closing, you could have just grabbed it. I'll say no names.
So that's how you feel. So tell us. But no, that's decent. You enjoy it though?
Oh, I love it because it's changing. I can't do
just the
same thing. And this has been really good the last 9 months that I've been in this full time, where it's constantly evolving, constantly changing. No closing is the same. Each lender has their own documents, so it's not like a blanket of, hey, these are the 50 documents you're signing every time. So you kind of are learning stuff on the fly, and obviously making mistakes. I've made mistakes.
Yeah, I have to. And
then you kind of just make that mental note, soak it up like a sponge, and the goal is to be one of the best closers in Illinois. So we'll get there. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Wow, he is in and out that interview. Your turn.
Are you gonna ask me?
Oh yeah. What is the life like in a workday of DeMario Crosby?
Oh man, don't put my government out there. But okay, so what I do is I'm a closer, so it's sales position, and my job is to get the people through the door. Right at the end of the day, is to show them exactly what it is that we do, and see if they actually want to do it. Right? It's really not about convincing. It's really about challenging them to be the person that they want. So let's start from the beginning of my day. My day starts off. These last 2 weeks, I've just been waking up, going straight to work, which I usually never do that. I go to the gym and stuff, but
I thought we weren't doing dates.
Huh? No, I'm just saying, just in general, just these 2 weeks.
What I have for breakfast too.
I'm not talking about breakfast, dude.
You hungry?
But no. So I'll wake up. We'll do our morning meeting at 8:30. So we'll get in there, PST. And we'll get in there. We'll have to punch in our targets for the day. So they'll tell us how many dials we want to do. Well, we'll tell them how many dials we want to do for the day, how many appointments we want to get booked, how many demos we want to do. Demos are just like the presentations. And then how much cash we want to collect today. So it's the 4 things we got to put down every single morning.
Oh, I like that.
And we put those down. We have the talk. He asks us, did we hit our goals from yesterday or last week or whatever. Some people say no, some people say yeah, and then he'll give a little speech or whatever. Or he'll have one area he wants to focus on, listening to like a couple of our calls, like, hey, I want y'all to focus on this. So what we do is just like a process. So like the beginning is just like build some rapport. Hey, how's it going? Where you calling me in from? Blah blah blah. And then it's really just to see if we can actually help them out is the next part. So figure out where they are right now, where they want to be, and then really see if like they're a good fit at the end of the day by having that conversation, right? And see if find out what their budget is, find out what problems they having, what they're trying to do. Are you trying to make this a side hustle or full time income? Like what you're trying to do, figure all that out. After that, you tell them like, hey, I believe that you could possibly be a good fit. So I want to show you everything and see if you believe that you'd be a good fit. I share my screen. All this is over Zoom as well, so it's a remote position. Um, so share my screen, talk about what it is that we do, what we offer, how we'll do it, how we'll get it done, how we'll take them from, making their little 3K a month to they want to make 5K a month with this, show them exactly step by step how we would do that. And then after that, get their thoughts on it and see if they want to continue. Now, the part is that in the beginning, a lot of people are confident, they ready, they talking real big. Yeah, we want to do it. I want to get this done now. And then once you hit that price, it's yeah, let me just think about it for a little bit.
It's not free.
So my job is when they have those concerns or what they'll be called in the sales world as objections, is I have to overcome it. Because at the end of the day, my goal is to overcome it, but challenge them because they're here for a reason. They want to change their life. They want to do it. This is how they see themselves doing it. So usually before me and this person jumps on a call, they'll go through like a webinar or something or whatever just to get an idea of like what we do and like if they actually want to do it. So these people are interested in what we want to do. So that's a good part. So a little warm leads, you know what I'm saying? But then a lot of people just get afraid, get scared, let fear come up, or like they scared jumping into this is all new. It could be a scam, whatever. So I have to just overcome that, shift their mindset a little bit, and tell them like, hey, like let's do this. Let's actually get you in. And I have to come up with a bunch of different ways to break through their walls or their objections, which a lot of people are different, and I guess that's the fun part of it. That's the part I enjoy is like trying to come up with different ways to, like if you're a business owner, like me talking to you versus somebody that's just a B2C consumer, you know what I mean? That's just trying to do this is totally different.
Sure.
Right? I got to explain more to you because if you don't know what you're getting into 100%, most likely you're not going to invest. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do day to day. Then at the end of the day, you put your stats in and
Don't you do don't you get to do like credit checks on people when they do want to do it and all that stuff? Or
So
how does the payment part of it work?
So it works like this. So during the first part, you find out their budget. So like, we want to make sure that this is affordable for you to go for it. If they say it's like they don't have really too much, that's when you offer, okay, like, so we do go down a route of, you don't just ask them like, okay, what's your credit score? You like kind of tell a story a little bit. A lot of our clients back in the past, they use, OPM. Do you know what OPM is? Some people say no, some people say yes. Other people's money, they use like credit cards, whatever, just to pay this off in full. Don't put anything down today, and then actually start working this, and then use what you get from the business to pay it off.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, so for you, as far as in your position, like how's your credit score looking? Like what are you working with? And if they don't know, okay, like we'll tell them like find out on like credit card or something like that, whatever. Yeah. So we'll do that, and then at the end, once we show everything, if we get that they actually want to like do this or whatever, go through objections, then what it is that happen is we just like fill out the agreement and everything, and then we'll have this girl come in, the finance girl. So we'll just hit hey, we need finance at 5. That's my favorite part. So she'll pop into the room. Hey, how everybody doing? She'll just make sure that the person wants to go for it. Just ask, are you excited? Are you ready to do this? Are you ready to pay today? Yeah. And then she'll go through the whole process, whatever. So I'm just sitting there, just chilling. She'll go through that, do everything. Once that happens, we'll get if they get approved, or if they don't get approved, and we just come with them out for them to do, monthly, whatever. And the onboarding person to come in there, get them onboarded. I'm done.
Nice.
But I what I do is I keep in touch with these people because I don't want to just get in there and then whatever. I'm thinking about different ways. I might just start like a group chat of all the people that I like close and just like have them all in there for support and shit like that. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah, that's really how it works, man. I do enjoy it. I would say the biggest thing is working from home, one, but then two, I like this position because I'm around other closers. And again, like one dude, he just got in. His first day, he closed the sale for 5K. I'm like,
he love it.
go crazy, little Stewart. So, but it's different. So there's what's called a setter and a closer. So if you set, which is just like a mini, just like sales call and just like getting information, their budget, da 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 da, and then turn it over to the salesperson. But if you do both, do the setting and the closing, you get 18% of whatever you close. And then if you don't, if you just do the closing part, you get 8%. And then there's 10% over a certain limit or whatever. So it's actually pretty decent. Like I said, I mean, I really haven't got like a good taste of stuff. I closed a couple, but nothing like over like $500 yet. But again, I'm not even really worried about the money. I'm really just trying to get all the knowledge right now and get it down, because once that comes, the money gonna come at that point. So yeah, so that's my day today, how my things work. But I did want to ask, so for you, man, like what made you want to get into real estate now? I do want to just like, besides money, for both of us, when we answer these questions, what made you actually wanted to jump into it, or even think like, I can do this, or this is something for me?
Yeah, it wasn't even, I mean, money's always cool, but I don't even think that was the first thing when I learned about it. It was more of like something to have just in the back pocket.
Like a skill set.
Yeah, because it's almost like, it's like anything, if you learned electrical or plumbing or any of the trades, once you learn it and you know it, then when somebody needs it, you can offer that and get paid. So that the money part of it's always there. It was more of, real estate's always going to be around. And yeah, I don't really know. It wasn't even about, I kind of just wanted to do something. I think that's what it started out with. And it was something that I wanted to have, like some type of certificate, and that had nothing to do with jobs at the time, kind of almost like having a fallback if I really needed to dive into something. Okay. So yeah, it kind of was just, why not? Yeah. That's more of the question that I asked about getting the license. It was like, what, 90 hours, a couple $100, and I could just have something forever that if I use it, I use it. If I don't, I'm losing out on a couple $100 every year. Yeah.
I still remember when we first was going to do wholesaling.
Yeah, when we first tried it, we chose the worst possible class because you had to read everything.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was bad. And then once I found a good one, I was like, bro, if you were to do this one, you would definitely want to get your license. It was legit. That other one was bad.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, we learned a decent amount, but I think I still have access.
I learned shit off that one. I just wanted to take the final exams and say,
and get it out the way.
Sink or swim at that point.
Okay, yeah, that's not bad.
And then why did you get into sales? I guess you kind of always been in sales a little bit.
I would say the biggest reason why I jumped into, because my first sales position was Best Buy.
Yeah.
The biggest reason was because I was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, and shout out Robert. He was talking about doing jobs to learn the skill rather than the pay. Getting a job, that's all I was focused on. I'm like, as long as I'm getting paid, I'm in that bitch all day, I don't care. But he was just like, don't do jobs just to get paid. Do it to learn a skill and turn that skill into something great at the end of the day. And that's when I was like, damn, where can I do that? And a lot of only one of my boys, shout out to Jesus, one colleague, definitely. He worked at Best Buy, and he actually got me the job. And then, from now, just like, all right, I'm gonna learn this skill and then see what happens after that. Hence, that's why I had left Best Buy and went to work with you, because I was like, I wanted to learn this skill, but I didn't really see like a future in it or whatever. I was like, I learned it. I learned some communication skills. I was decent at Best Buy. I wasn't the best. I'm not gonna say that for sure, but I was definitely slanging out some shit. You sick?
I didn't do that. I'm sitting.
But I was definitely, I had a lot of, cash coming in. I won some awards, whatever, because I was the LG expert. Shout out all my boys at Best Buy. I'm not gonna do names, because if I go down the names, I would have to go down the list forever. So shout out all y'all. Always got a special place in my heart. Then after I went through the upsetting phase of leaving your place a little too soon before I could have got the checks for COVID, that's when I really started building relationships in the sales with people, and I was just like, damn, like this sales shit, like I can do this. Like I enjoy doing this. The only part I didn't like was being in Best Buy for 8 hours and it had to
Yeah,
get dry and shit and
yeah,
just sitting there. So that's when I was like, how can I do sales
all the time
all the
when
time
you're on the
on
clock.
my time
Right.
in the environment I want? That's when I heard about closing. Well, after I got let go from trucking, I heard about closing. I was like, damn, like
Why not try it?
I did like sales, so I know you can make a decent amount, but
And the
yeah,
skill of sales you could use in anything. So
and I,
even if you left this and you're like, I kind of want to go sell some Lamborghinis, just
I can
hop in a
always.
Lamborghini dealership and just see how you can learn to sell cars.
And I guess the other thing was just communication skill, right? Because my communication skills have definitely grown being in sales.
Sure.
There's a lot of words I
They
heard
have
out
to.
just like,
They have to.
especially talking to business owners. I'm just like, I need to talk straight up to the T. Ain't no hat. Like everything needs to be clear today. And I closed a couple of them.
Okay.
But I mean, if you weren't doing real estate and closing and doing the it's a title company, right?
Yeah,
If
real
you,
estate all around.
yeah. So if you weren't doing that though, what do you feel like you'd be doing if you weren't doing that? Or what would you want to be doing if you didn't make the decision to be like, all right, I'm just gonna get the certificate and see where it goes, blah 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 blah.
On the high end of like wanting to grow, like a corporate level side,
Mm-hmm.
probably project management.
At would it have been at what's that place called?
GES.
Yeah.
It could have been. That's when
Mm-hmm.
I got the interview, passed it, and then all of that went. But not even like at GES, just in general.
Just
That
in
would have been
general.
the positions I would have started applying for,
Mm-hmm.
because I like that all the intricate details that go into event planning,
Mm-hmm.
project management. Having a team, having a lot of stuff weigh on your shoulders, deadlines. I love all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That would be on like the kind of the 20-year get in there, grow, grow, grow. In the short term, if like say all the real estate stuff a couple years ago was out the window, but I didn't have access to project management or anything at the time, I really think that I would end up giving dealing, not drugs, casino dealing. I think I would
Oh,
give that a
nice.
shot.
Nice. Really?
And if it wasn't that, I've always thought of, because I don't like people as it is, but I
Right.
thought like, damn, you can make so much money as a server. I just wanted to try it.
Facts.
Like a really nice,
Facts.
like a nice restaurant
That's
or
funny.
a bartender. I don't think I can't swing being a bartender. There's no shot. But
That'd be
server, I could probably do that.
That's funny because mine would be if I wasn't doing sales, and I'm not going to incorporate any comedy stuff. I would want to be in culinary. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, making food.
No, not even making food. Just being like a manager or something.
Oh
or
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Because that's what I used to do
Mhm.
when I got my first job. I was a server, lead server, and then that lead server kind of transitioned into like managing the servers rather than serving. So I think that would have been a route I definitely could have went down. Probably even went to school for and like got the degrees and stuff so I can get a higher position. I could probably see myself doing that, or if not that, just probably really just staying in trucking and getting my own truck and stuff and doing that. That'll probably be the only two things, at least right now, that I would like see myself actually doing. If not, yeah, I mean for sure, because I've been a server before, so I would definitely, I would enjoy that.
Because if
I
you need
think,
the money and you're good, like
yeah,
that's you make so much.
and I think I probably would do a bartending too. I did bartending at a retirement home, and I mean at first I was crying and out.
Oh, I'm talking, bro. I can't imagine like a
Like a real
nightclub.
one?
I'm talking like a
Yeah.
downtown nightclub Friday Saturday.
Yeah, you got to get it.
You got to be on your P's and Q's.
I
And
swear.
if you are, you're there. I know they're just making bank.
Yeah. So I would definitely, I could see that.
And I think being a dealer would be kind of lit too. All the different people you would see, and you just, yep. You see people leave crying because they bet too much money, and then you see people happy as hell
Low
paying
key.
out 70, 55,000.
And for you to sit there throughout not thinking about that, sitting there through a whole tournament and being a dealer,
Mhm.
and like seeing all these different people, like seeing the people win, and 'cause I mean, they
Especially
typically,
knowing the games too. Like I can't imagine not playing and just like being able to analyze everything.
that'd be decent for you.
That would be cool.
Low
That would be
key.
cool. The only thing that sucks is if when you deal at a casino, you can't play at that casino
At
or
all?
casinos that are owned by the same. Like if you work
Oh,
at
really?
Caesars, you can't gamble at Caesars.
I mean, I guess I could see why.
Yeah, but it's funny. They'll take your money for food or drinks or anything all the time,
Anything.
but you just can't gamble there. So that was the only like big reason why I didn't, because I always look and they always have postings and they'll always take dealers. Like even
Don't
if I
they?
could just do it on the side a little bit, but then I can't play at those casinos that have the table games that I would want to play at.
Is there a well? I guess it's a two-part question because they usually the people that will win like a poker tournament or the poker table for that night, they usually tip the dealer, right?
Yeah.
How much usually? Like what? 5,
Like 10%.
10%?
10% of your, so usually, so for poker tournaments, what I do, I have my winnings, remove my entry fee,
Right. Quick.
and then do, usually I'll do 10% of the profit that I made. Not 10% of all the money that I made, because I mean, if that's $1,000 buy-in, you know, that's an extra $100. So I'm taking my buy-in out and 10% of the profit. And then usually if you're dealing cash games where it's like, you know, some hands are $20, some hands are $120, usually you're always getting anywhere from $1 to $3 per hand. So then that's when the skill comes in. The faster you deal, the more hands you're getting per hour, the more money you're making. Some dealers are slower. Exactly. And they got the moves and everything. Yeah.
Come on, honey, come on. I love to do that for a day.
I get kicked out because then when I see one person make a bad play, what'd you say?
Security.
Oh, but yeah, that would be it.
Gotcha. Yeah, it seemed like you wanted to go into.
No, we're good on that.
You
We'll
good?
go into that one next week
Definitely.
because I got some stuff I want to add to that one. That'll probably be a good conversation.
All right.
A peek into the.
Well, that's it for this episode. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Got a kind of a deep and depth view of what it is that we both do. We shall see you guys next week. Like, comment, subscribe, and if you guys have any other topics you want us to dive into, more than welcome. Thank you, Iduni, for the idea.
Thank you, Duty.
And and we shall see you guys next week. Peace.